Welcome to the new segment of the show, A Coffee With. Action. Ben, can you tell us a story about how you got your first car? We'll keep it short and sweet to that.
My first car was a 1991 Toyota Celica GTS. Some might actually say I still have that same email. Rumor has it.
Rumor has it.
Actually, my dad found it in a garage of some guy that I don't even know. Just left it there to die in his garage.
Is it true that this man might have been intoxicated?
I think he was drunk when we did go to see him. He said that we could have the car for $500, which is, you know, even back then that was still pretty cheap. I think I was 14 or 15.
I think you didn't have your permit yet.
No. I had like a whole year and a half to work on the car before I even was eligible to get my driver's license.
I remember it had a dummy tire up front. Didn't even have all four wheels.
Yeah.
You had to track down the fourth one somewhere.
Yeah, I don't think that's true at all. It did actually have all four.
No, I remember. I think it had like a flat or something.
It had a blowout up front.
A blowout. You know? And like it always looked real bad. Now, was that a hatchback or was that a coupe?
That was a hatch.
Man.
GTS.
I heard those were the more rare ones.
They were rare, but not as rare as the Celica All-Track.
Rumor has it you're on the market for one. On the market?
Yeah, I would buy an All-Track if the right opportunity presented itself.
Which would be?
I found one for sale locally.
I found one for sale.
Locally, that, you know.
Don't you have a car trailer?
Yeah, I do.
So why is it going to be local?
My time is very precious. So back to the car. Bought it out of some guy's garage. Didn't run. Turns out it had an issue with a bad map sensor. So went down with Grandpa down to the local junkyard and picked up a map sensor for it.
I remember that.
Plugged it in. It was like a bucking bronco.
A what?
A bucking bronco.
What are you drinking there?
Yeah. It's like a bucking bronco whenever you didn't have the right sensor in there.
I remember that.
Because you just go and it would just all of a sudden cut.
Yeah.
Yeah, you not do that. It would just all of a sudden cut in and out, bounce your head off the seat.
I do remember
So that map sensor fixed that issue, and then after that, just a lot of buffing the paint, shining it up, waiting for the license. So,
now, was there any type of seat swaps that went on with that?
No.
I don't think that's true. I remember you went and ripped out cloth seats because you thought the cloth were better.
No.
Yeah, we went to the freaking that junkyard and you ripped out cloth seats and then you took them back after we ripped them out for like 5 hours.
That doesn't sound right.
You took the leather out and then you went back. You got scared.
Yeah, I don't know about all that.
I was there. I remember it.
I think you're a little too involved for this interview.
Getting angry. Well, all right.
So that was pretty much it on that.
Well, now wait.
Then came the Jensen radios, subwoofers.
Somebody once told me
cold air intakes.
That thing had enough power to blow someone's cell phone out of their pocket.
It actually did.
Man.
True story. Somebody called my house back in the day because you know, I didn't have a cell phone then. Said, hey, I think I blew my cell phone out of my pocket in your car. Can you go look?
That was back in the day before cell phones were a thing.
Yeah.
Before 16-year-old punks had cell phones.
Only the rich kids had cell phones back then.
You were taking rich kids for a ride. Uber, back in the day.
Yeah, Uber. Just shaking and moving, you know. From the Celica, sold that. Almost cried the day I saw it go.
I think I remember that day. You're like, man, I can't believe they bought that hunk of crap.
No, that was a sweet piece, man.
Oh, it was, man.
Threw it on the eBay. I think it got like $2,200 or something.
I think that was before the day of Plasti Dip.
No, we didn't have Plasti Dip back then. We had Dollar General spray. Don't get that stuff from Dollar Tree. It was no good. The General was...
The General.
The General.
This one's sponsored by the General.
So, sold that car. Bought a TJ Jeep. 1997, blue, 5-speed, 4-cylinder, really underpowered.
Now, why didn't you go V6?
The opportunity presented itself to...
Weren't those a 4.0?
But got the 4-cylinder because it was, you know, convenient, not the street, and a good
You're all
deal.
about that
Convenience.
Real close.
I'm all about my convenience. Got that, and then eventually ended up putting some used Craigslist. It was starting to become a thing then. Craigslist 31-inch tires on it. Pretty much were bald when I bought them. Small lift kit.
Were you known to off-road that thing?
I actually was, Russ. I did quite frequently off-road that Jeep, so it was a nice day, a sunny day.
Oh, we're getting into a specific story.
This was the final death of the TJ Wrangler.
Dun, dun, dun.
Packed up my laundry from my apartment and heading out. Good day just to be alive, you know? It's coming up to an intersection, and some girl on her cell phone, and a rich girl.
Rich girl's out to get us. Not in a good way.
on her cell phone, pulled out right in front of me, never stopped at the stop sign. I swerved to avoid her, still hit her. And then,
you mean
well,
she
actually,
hit you?
Yeah, she hit the back of my Jeep when I went past her. That's how much she wasn't paying attention.
Wow.
Yeah,
and I heard that you took out a church sign.
Yeah.
Because you don't like church.
I went up over an embankment, almost rolled the Jeep, and then I came to a final stop after I crashed through a glass church sign. So I was able to actually rock the Jeep off of this concrete barrier and get it to
now,
limp back home.
Scale 1 to 10, how angry were you?
I was pretty fired up. I was out of my vehicle. Luckily, the electricity from the sign didn't electrocute me or set my vehicle on fire. Yeah, I definitely got out not too happy. Yelled a couple things at that young lady, and she could do nothing but apologize. But so after that, later learned the vehicle was totaled. So after that, I bought a 2007 GT Mustang.
Man!
Not really sure what game plan I had for the winter that year, but I think my thought was I'm going to throw some snow tires on this and be fine.
You were going to drive that during the winter.
Yeah, that didn't happen. Got the GT Mustang, did a muffler delete, pipes brand, got it tuned, just an SCT tune, did a cold air intake. It ran pretty good, and then...
Is that Bama? Bama Performance?
Yeah, that was a Bama Performance tune.
Man.
AmericanMuscle.com. They did not sponsor this video, nor did Dunkin' Donuts, but... So, after that, I ended up getting an old Chevy Cavalier, 2001, off of Jeff.
Jeff watching the video right now?
No. I keep it for the people, by the people. So, like I said, got the Chevy Cavalier. Never once changed the oil in it. Just kept adding to it.
Well, it's always fresh.
It's always recycling itself.
There you go.
So at this point, I bought this car for not very much money. Didn't really care about it. I never did any maintenance on it. It was just a beater throwaway car, and ended up sold it to some guy on Craigslist once again. I think
for a profit.
For $1,000, I think. Yeah.
Man.
I think I paid $700 for it.
Do you charge him tax?
Notary takes care of that, but got rid of that. Still had the Mustang, ended up trading the Mustang in on a 2007 Jeep JK Wrangler. Got rid of the JK Wrangler. Well, hold on, let me back up a little bit here.
Man, we got more copies on deck if you need another.
Somebody run up to the store and get me another one, I'm running out. Okay, 4-inch lift, 35s, 4-wheel drive hardware parts, and a weekend got it lifted. I think you were there for that.
I was there for the end.
No, it sounds like something you do.
You were there. You said you were like living there for.
Oh, that's
for
right.
Days.
I still have the photo. I'll have to see if I can get it to you, so you can cut to it where I look like a homeless dirtball. No offense if there's any homeless dirtballs. Got the lift on it, and I experienced a lot of death wobble, they call it, which in the 2007 Wrangler was an issue because the track arm bolt was too small for the hole in the frame. What would happen, the track bar would just move, and it would make the whole front end just violently shake to the point where you'd have to stop, start going again, and it just oscillates. It literally feels like it's gonna bust the windows out of the Jeep.
We should do a simulated death wobble in the truck.
Yeah.
We'll cut to that. We'll just be in there going, ah!
Yeah. So I ended up, this was a good joke. I'm always good for playing jokes on old MedicMagic. It's been my favorite pretty much pastime my whole entire life. Even as a child, I like to play jokes on him. So
some might say we're still childs now.
Well, I mean, this was nothing else but just another joke. So at this point, MedicMagic himself actually had a JK Wrangler. I traded it in, and I told him I traded all my off-road parts in with it. Little did he know, I stripped everything off it, put it all back to stock.
I think that was the first time I was ever triggered.
I think that was back to, this could be a whole nother video, the first time MedicMagic was ever triggered. Because, I mean, this was, I don't know how many years ago. It was a lot of money for all those parts, you know, $3,500 for wheels, tires, and a lift. You know, for me just to lump it in with the dealership and the trade-in value, you know, he was pretty triggered. Brought him up to the shop. That point in time was the old shop. Pretty much unveiled to him the plethora of all my off-road parts that have been stripped off. He lit right up, and so after that, got rid of I traded in the 07 Wrangler for a 2015 Ford F-150 extended cab. Too much spout, not enough sip.
We need Teddy Westside up for the next one.
Which I just want to point out, I am getting absolutely no work done.
You knew this was gonna happen.
Back, we're getting really off track here. Okay, so I got the new truck. First brand new vehicle I've ever bought. Still have it right now.
Didn't it get repoed?
17,000 miles on it.
Still stock.
Well, okay, so that brings up a couple other vehicles that have been in and out of the vlog before the vlog was cool. And
it hasn't been cool that long.
Yeah.
It's cool now.
So throw in some point in time a 2001 Volkswagen GTI silver. You might see that resurrected from the dead, brought back to life.
Like Jesus.
Yes.
It's gonna be Easter.
Yes.
An Easter Volkswagen reveal. GTI Christmas.
Yep. So, still have that. Actually, MedicMagic was supposed to buy that car.
Oh, here we go. This story. I don't think people got time for this.
Oh, they do. No, they got time.
Part 1, part 2.
They got time. You just don't want to be exposed. So, back when MedicMagic was going to buy his first GTI, which was my 2001.
I leased it.
He said, "Yeah, Ben, I'll take it off you.
Who's Ben?
You know, I'll take it. You know, no problem, man. I'm good for it." And so I say, "Yeah, you know what, Russ? Yeah, you're my brother. I'll let you have it." Guy drives it for a whole month, breaks it, and decides he doesn't want it.
It was set up for failure.
Doesn't want it. Too much boost for him. Blew himself right out. Blew the muffler right off the thing. So that's another vehicle. And I want to say probably, well, one vehicle before the last is a 2007 C6 Chevrolet Corvette.
Holy fuck. You missed like 2 other cars.
Which ones?
The Bug and the Camaro.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Okay. So this isn't going to be the second to the last. I've just been informed there's 2 more vehicles.
And the one sitting right behind you.
That's the last one. I was going to leave that one for last.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I've just been informed there's 2 more vehicles that I have currently forgot about. Sometimes I try to block it out of my brain.
I can think of another one too.
What?
The Thunderbird.
Oh. I've just been informed there's actually 3 other vehicles. Okay. So we'll get back to the Corvette. Yeah, this could be a long one, but it's got to be done. That's how many questions is this episode going to have?
I don't know if you want to count the old GMC short bed.
You're going to have to throw that one in there.
I don't know if they have time for this.
People have a lot of time.
They do. They're probably working right now. They're at work right now. Like having you up in the corner. They got you in the background, listening to you in their AirPods.
Yep. People sitting at the airport.
Wait till we make videos. It's just me and you spouting off stories of our childhood all the time.
Okay, so before I get
then we're like reenacting them. No, drunk history of Russell and Ben.
Oh, yeah. Get a couple cots up here.
Yeah, a couple cots.
I thought instead of cots we get air mattresses.
Love sacks.
We're getting really off topic here. Back to the C6 Corvette though. So back to what I was saying about the Corvette. Lots of modifications. I'll try to keep it short and sweet here. New set of wheels. The old wheels were peeling, flaking. So I went with a set of Corvette Grand Sport wheels. 19 in the rear, 18 in the front. After that, got some Mickey Thompson ET Streets, I believe, on there. Went with the K&N intake, comp cams, valve train, went with the double springs. Also went with the upgraded trunnions.
Can I get an Urban Dictionary on trunnions? Jackie, fact check that. She's over on the computer.
Okay, so did a trunnion upgrade on that. Lingenfelder
I remember trying to say
GT1-1 camshaft. Definitely way too big for the car. Makes great high horsepower numbers, but as you can see, does not launch very well on the low end RPM. Takes forever to get it running. But once it does, it produces good power. Cooks 1 7/8 headers into a 3-inch catted X-pipe in case there's any inspectors out there watching. And then that goes into a Borla Attack 3-inch stainless. Local tune done by OST Dyno.
Plug.
Yeah, dynoed out at 463. Currently the car is being wrapped in Avery Dennison dark gray. Oh, drilled and slotted rotors.
Oh,
new brake. Okay, so that gets us to another 3 cars here real quick. I'll make it quick.
Speed round.
We'll go back just in time. I don't even remember what year it was. I don't think they even knew what year it was. A Thunderbird Super Coupe. It was a supercharged 6-cylinder, 5-speed Pawsy car. Did a lot of flashlight drags with that. Got totally dominated pretty much every round.
Did that thing felt any boost?
Oh yeah, I thought it had no boost for the longest time. Did every trick in the book to get more boost. Seal it up. Sealant on every single connector, taken apart, new clamps everywhere. Ended up being a bad boost gauge. I put a new boost gauge on it, and it was making like 12 pounds of boost. So my uncle actually saw it, and he said, "Man, you did not want to miss any boost, did you?" I said, "Nope." I was like, "Why isn't this making boost?" And then he's like, "Did you check the gauge?" I was like, "Yeah, it's not working. It's not moving." I go, "I'm not making any boost."
It's like it should be a vacuum.
Yeah, we plugged another one in, and man, it made all sorts of boost. Didn't seem any faster though.
Why would it seem any faster?
Because I was making the boost all along. Okay, so that'll get us into the 1969 Volkswagen Beetle Bug. You probably cut to some. You need to cut to photos of all this. This is gonna take you a while to edit. 1969 Volkswagen Bug. We bought it from some old man. Sorry if you're watching. So we go, and this guy, he's a good old guy. He's a good old guy. He's you know, you can tell he's from the era of the Volkswagen Bug, and he's got, you know, just like what you would think of a hippie-owning old man, long beard, just guy that was, you know, just living free. And
small town.
We go check it out, and I was like, man, I gotta have this car, and I forget what he was asking. I think he was asking for, and we gave him like 35 for it. Russ actually drove it home.
Oh yeah, in the rainstorm.
In a rainstorm. Had no defrosters.
No wipers.
Yeah, it had wipers.
Sketchiest thing ever.
It's a really good running car.
You forgot to tell him how he took the roadie.
Okay, yeah. So we go to the title shop, and this guy's got a cold Pabst Blue Ribbon PBR, and
he drives us down to the title shop in his old Buick boat, sipping a PBR.
Yeah, he's got a fresh cold boy in the console, and drives down to the notary. Just
and the guy goes, "Hey, is there any way I can make it look like I just gave him this car?"
Yeah, it's like, can I do just a giveaway? This was a giveaway car before giveaway cars were cool. You got to get the dramatic pauses of the coffee sip.
Is that extra cream? Yeah.
So, I said I was going to try to keep this short, but that brings me to the next JDM EJ205 engine that was built, machined, board, had Brian Crowder Stage 3 cams in it, precision, turbo, ball bearing, had a transmission built for it, drag radials, disc brake conversion, all the way around, Chevy lugs. Ended up selling it. Car burned me, literally. A coolant line blew off and burnt my leg. And that was pretty much, I had enough of that car. That wrapped up the era of the Bug. A lot of good memories in that car. Well, it's just getting good now, folks, so you might want to grab a coffee for yourself.
You guys need to go to the restroom. No, yeah, we'll play
an ad.
We'll play an ad there.
Okay, so that'll bring us to the 1980 Camaro. This isn't going to be a short one either. So the 1980 Camaro, I ended up buying off my dad.
Oh, you got to start off the story right. I bought that thing first.
Well, this was MedicMagic's first car. It's going to trigger a whole nother video. So it had a 6-cylinder, 3-speed on the floor. MedicMagic, he just couldn't handle having something that classic and sweet to drive on a daily basis. He's more of an import tuner guy, but sounds like Dave's here. So
I was hammered. It's like 10 in the morning. The whole everything, like if they back,
was this like a day in school?
Yeah!
You were hammered at school?
Yeah!
Why?
Talent show.
I'll just keep going here. So back to the 1980 Camaro. Like I said, it was MedicMagic's first car. Grandpa, you've probably never seen him on the channel. He doesn't really come around much. Hey!
Yeah, he's like, come
where
around.
you at? That's a subtle way to get Grandpa up here wrenching.
Where you at?
Looking around.
He like pops up behind the truck. Where you at, Grandpa?
Okay,
anyway.
back to okay, so it was my dad's car at that point.
Which
Grandpa
he bought it off me.
Yeah, he ended up
I sold it to him for a profit.
Yeah, real player. So after that, a lot of work. The car was restored. Had a small block Chevy. Was pretty tired. Put in.
You were tired of the car?
The small block Chevy was pretty tired.
Oh, man.
I'm not going to get into all the details.
Yes, we'll go into another day.
Yeah, we'll get that another time. So 4-speed was put behind it, Pawsey rear end, and you can fact check that too. Pawsey rear end, and ended up purchasing the car. Just kind of drove it. Just on nice days, you know, maybe on a Sunday, going out getting a cone or something.
Can I get a definition on a cone?
Getting a cone, you know, going out getting.
That might just be a Western PA thing.
Hey, spread it all over the U.S. I don't care.
Spread what?
Getting a cone.
Oh.
So.
Rumor has it that was driven on a Christmas morning one day.
That was actually
Christmas Eve.
That was drove to a Christmas Eve
2016
get together. It was that nice that year. Ended up throwing nitrous on the car, had a 125 shot, little power adder.
Yeah. That was a nice swirl.
I'm getting low. Okay, so nitrous on the Camaro. It's kind of hard to drive.
It was a freaking workout to drive.
Russ actually had his first street race there in an undisclosed location in Mexico.
Yeah.
With a GT Mustang somewhere around the 2007 era. Tried to sell that car a couple times on eBay. Finally did. That'll bring us to, wasn't there one more?
Truck.
Oh, yeah, the main point of the video. The old 1950
should that fade out and be its own video?
That should almost be it. We've already been going for like 45 minutes.
Yeah, it's been 45.
So
all right, just cut it out now.
The whole point of all of that is just to get you ready.
Oh,
get you
man.
pumped and psyched.
More to come with this thing.
For the old truck.
Now how do the Hoonigans end theirs? You smash it on your head.
That's pretty much gonna wrap it up.
Now was that thrown at the truck? You know what to do. Thumbs up, thumbs down, subscribe, give me a comment. Whoop! Follow my Instagram. It's going down in the DMs. Peace.
What's going down in the DMs?
So we're taking the new project car over to the track. It is October 18th.
It's the last test and tune of the season.
Supposedly the last test and tune of the season.
When we say supposedly, we mean absolutely because it said so.
That's what it says on the website. So Ben's gonna call real quick and we're gonna see.
I'm just gonna call and see how late they're running to.
Oh, he's gonna call and see how late they're running to.